I came with my family.
You see one guy that it's kind of a gift. Like, it's what it does is unheard of. I mean, I don't know if you will see that ever again.
It was absolutely not normal to bring an under 14 player.
Llegando Messi, goal! Goal! Messi has done superbly well. Messi, here's the danger man. Messi's penalty.
Lionel Messi. Lionel Messi. Lionel Messi. Messi scores. Messi.
Leo Messi con apenas 3 pasos de carrera golpea. ¡Golazo extraordinario!
Messi's 5 MLS records to chase in 2026. Let me ask you a simple question. Who is the greatest player ever to step onto an MLS field? Some of you will say it has not happened yet. Some will argue it is Thierry Henry. Others might bring up David Beckham's era, or Zlatan Ibrahimovic's time at LA Galaxy, or even the impact of players like Carlos Vela or Sebastian Giovinco. But the reality is, since July 2023, the debate has not really been close. Because Lionel Messi arrived and everything changed. Goals changed, attendances changed, broadcast numbers changed, even the way the rest of the world looked at MLS changed. A league that people once dismissed suddenly became appointment viewing for football fans on every continent. And now, as MLS returns for the 2026 season, Messi is back, not just to play, but to chase history. 5 specific records sit within reach this year, and some of them would place him completely alone at the top of MLS history. So in this video, we are going to break down each one of those records in full detail. We will look at the numbers, the context, the difficulty, and the realistic chances of it actually happening. Stay until the end, because record number 5 is a long shot, but it is also the most exciting one on the list. Let us get into it. What Messi has already done in MLS before we talk about what Messi can do in 2026. It is worth taking a moment to appreciate what he has already done, because the foundation he has built in just a few seasons is genuinely staggering. The arrival when Messi signed for Inter Miami in the summer of 2023, the world watched, and it was not just football fans. Casual sports fans, celebrities, media outlets that barely cover football, all of them paid attention. His first appearance at DRV PNK Stadium sold out instantly. Tickets to Inter Miami games became among the most expensive in all of American sports. But beyond the hype, Messi delivered on the pitch almost immediately. He helped Inter Miami win the League's Cup in 2023. He picked up the Golden Boot in MLS. He won back-to-back MVP awards, becoming the first player in league history to do so. He created a culture of winning, of expectation, of genuine belief at a club that had often struggled. The numbers so far going into the 2026 season: Messi has scored 57 MLS goals and contributed 28 assists in league play alone. That gives him 85 goal contributions in MLS, an extraordinary return for any player, but especially for one who arrived in his late 30s and plays a high-intensity, demanding sport. He is already Inter Miami's all-time top scorer and all-time assist leader in MLS. He has been the engine of the team's attack, the player every opponent prepares for, and the one who consistently delivers when it matters most. The global impact, but the numbers on the pitch only tell part of the story. Inter Miami became the most followed football club in the world on social media during Messi's first months at the club. MLS broadcast deals improved. Expansion conversations accelerated. The league's global brand grew faster in 2 years than it had in the previous decade. All of that is Messi's legacy, and the 2026 season gives him a chance to write the next chapter. 5 records. 5 chances to make history. Let us break them down one by one. Record number one back-to-back Golden Boot winner. What is the record? Winning the MLS Golden Boot in consecutive seasons. It sounds like it should have happened already. After all, MLS has existed since 1996, and the league has produced some seriously elite strikers over the decades. But here is the thing: it has never happened. Not once. Not in 30 years of MLS history. Who came close? Let us look at the players who dominated the Golden Boot conversation over the years. Preki won it in 1997. Taylor Twellman was one of the most feared strikers of the early 2000s and won the award but could not defend it in back-to-back fashion. Jeff Cunningham, Chris Wondolowski, Bradley Wright Phillips, all multiple winners, all legends of this league. None of them managed to win it in consecutive seasons. Why? Because the MLS season is long, injuries happen, form dips, teams change, and defending a Golden Boot from one year to the next is genuinely hard. The player who dominates in one season often faces extra attention from defenders the following year. Fatigue plays a role. So does competition from younger, hungry strikers trying to make their names. What Messi did last season, Messi won the 2025 MLS Golden Boot with 29 goals. 29 in a single season! At an age when most footballers have already retired. That number was not just impressive, it was dominant. He finished well clear of his rivals and looked at times like a player operating in a completely different gear to everyone else on the pitch. What he needs to do to win back-to-back, Messi simply needs to remain at that level or close to it throughout 2026. Consistency is the key word here. Not one or two explosive runs, but sustained season-long output that keeps him at the top of the scoring charts from March through October. Given what we have seen from him, this feels like one of the most realistic records on this list. He has the quality. He has the teammates around him who create chances. And he has the motivation of knowing that no one has ever done this before in MLS history. If Messi wins the Golden Boot again in 2026, he becomes the first player in 30 years of MLS to do it back-to-back. That is not just a record, it is a statement. Record number 12, highest scoring Argentine in MLS history, the man he is chasing. Diego Valeri, before we talk about Messi. We need to talk about Diego Valeri because this record belongs to him. And it is a seriously impressive one. Valeri spent 9 seasons at Portland Timbers, arriving in 2013 and becoming one of the most beloved players in MLS history. He was quick, creative, technically brilliant, and incredibly consistent. He won the MLS MVP in 2017. He helped Portland win the MLS Cup in 2015. He was the kind of player fans remember forever. And in 288 MLS appearances, he scored 93 goals. That places him 16th on the all-time MLS scoring list, meaning this is not just the Argentine record, it is a top 20 all-time MLS milestone. Whoever passes Valeri is not just becoming the best Argentine scorer in MLS, they are entering elite all-time territory. Where Messi stands, Messi enters 2026 with 57 MLS goals. To tie Valeri, he needs 36 more. To break the record outright, he needs 37. Let us be completely honest, 36 goals is a massive ask for a single season. Even Messi's best recent MLS season saw him score 29. So, to break this record in 2026 alone, he would need to significantly exceed his previous best MLS output. Is it possible? The honest answer is yes, but it would take a near-perfect season. If Messi stays fit, plays the majority of Inter Miami's games, and maintains the form we saw in his best stretches, it is mathematically possible. He would need to average roughly 1 goal every 2 games across a full MLS season, which is a level he has absolutely shown he can sustain. But this is also a record that might take more than 1 season. If Messi scores 25 to 30 goals in 2026 and brings his total to somewhere between 80 and 90, the record becomes very achievable in 2027 if he continues. Either way, Valeri's record is in the crosshairs. And think about what it means when it falls. Diego Valeri was a 9-season MLS legend who built his record game by game over nearly a decade. Messi could surpass that legacy in a fraction of the time. That tells you everything about the gap between Messi and even the very best players this league has ever seen. Record number 3, first Inter Miami player to reach 100 combined goals and assists. Why this record matters: some records are about goals. Some are about assists. But this one is about total impact, and for a player like Messi, that combined measurement might actually capture his genius better than any single stat. Because here is the thing about Messi that sometimes gets lost in the goal conversation. He is not just a finisher, he is a creator. He reads the game faster than almost any player alive. He drops into pockets of space, turns defenders, draws pressure, and then either scores himself or picks out a teammate for a perfect assist. His vision is as elite as his finishing. The numbers Messi currently leads Inter Miami in both MLS goals and MLS assists. He has 50 goals and 28 assists in league play, giving him 78 combined goal contributions. The next milestone he can hit is 100, and that requires just 22 more G/A. 22 goal contributions across a full MLS season for Lionel Messi. That is not a stretch. That is not even close to a stretch. Now, in his best seasons, he routinely produces 30 to 40 or more combined goal contributions. If he stays fit and plays a significant portion of Inter Miami's MLS fixtures, he reaches 100 well before the end of the season. What makes this one special, this record, is special because it is Inter Miami's record, the club's own history book. And the fact that Messi will be the first player to reach 100 G/A in MLS for Inter Miami tells you something about the club's short history, but more importantly, it tells you something about how quickly and completely Messi has made this club his own. Before Messi arrived, Inter Miami was a mid-table team still finding its identity. Now they are one of the most talked about clubs in American sports. And Messi's goal contributions are the fuel behind that transformation. When he hits 100, it will not just be a personal milestone. It will be a landmark moment in Inter Miami's history, the day their greatest ever player reached a number that no one had come close to before. Record number for first three-time MLS MVP. The weight of this award, the MLS MVP award, is not handed out lightly. It is the highest individual honor the league gives. It goes to the player who, over an entire season, has been the most valuable, the most impactful, the most influential force in the league. It is voted on by coaches, players, and members of the media, and it reflects a holistic view of a player's contribution, not just their raw stats. To win it once is a huge achievement. Some of the best players in MLS history, including Carlos Vela, Bradley Wright Phillips, Joseph Martinez, have won it once and never again. The award is that competitive. Messi has already made history. Messi has already won the MLS MVP in each of his first two full MLS seasons. Now, in doing so, he became the first player in league history to win back-to-back MVPs. That alone would be a career-defining achievement for most players. But Messi has already done it, and now he has the chance to go further. He sits alongside Preki as the only two-time MLS MVP winners in history. Preki won in 1997, and then again in 2003, 6 years apart. Messi has matched that in consecutive seasons. The gap in output between those two accomplishments is remarkable. What a third MVP would mean if Messi wins MVP in 2026, he becomes the first ever three-time winner in MLS history. And if he wins it for the third consecutive season, he separates himself from every player who has ever played in this league in terms of sustained individual excellence. Think about what MVP means beyond just the numbers. It means that coaches who prepare against him every week voted for him. It means players who face him on the field respect him enough to give him their vote. It means the collective football intelligence of an entire league looked at every player across 30 teams and said, yes, that one again. 3 MVPs would be one of the most dominant individual runs in the history of any major football league in the world. Not just MLS, any league. Because MLS is now a genuinely competitive global football environment, and dominating it for 3 straight years, the way Messi has, would be a staggering achievement. Who could challenge him? Let us be fair and look at the competition. MLS is not short of quality. Players like Cucho Hernandez, Riqui Puig, Luciano Acosta, and others are capable of extraordinary seasons. For Messi to win a third MVP, he cannot just be good, he needs to be the clear best player in the league for another full season. based on everything we have seen, there is no reason to think he cannot do exactly that. But it will take another complete dominant season. Record number 5 most hat-tricks in MLS history, the long shot setting the scene okay. We have saved the most dramatic record for last. And when I tell you what it is, some of you will immediately say, no way. That is impossible. And honestly, I understand that reaction. But stay with me, because this record has a way of making you change your mind the longer you think about it. The record for most hat-tricks in MLS history belongs to Josef Martinez, and it stands at 7. 7 hat-tricks across his entire MLS career. That is an extraordinary total. Martinez was one of the most clinical, explosive finishers this league has ever seen. Those 7 hat-tricks did not happen by accident. They came from a player who was regularly in the right place at the right time with the finishing quality to take those chances. Where Messi stands, Messi has scored 2 MLS hat-tricks since joining Inter Miami. So he needs 5 more to tie Martinez and 6 to break the record outright. When you look at it that way, 5 hat-tricks in one season, it sounds like an enormous ask. And it is. This is the hardest record on this list. We need to be completely honest about that. Messi himself has never scored 5 hat-tricks in a single MLS season. Even in his best years at Barcelona, hat-tricks in a single calendar year were rare events that came in moments of peak form. But here is why it is not impossible in 2018. Messi scored 5 hat-tricks in a single calendar year for Barcelona. 5. In 1 year. He was in a period of devastating, consistent brilliance, the kind where defenders could not stop him even when they knew exactly what he was going to do. Now consider this, MLS defenders, while improving year by year, are not at the level of La Liga defenders. The tactical structures are different. The defensive organization is different. And when Messi is in a hot streak, he does not just score hat-tricks in dominant performances, he scores them in matches where he seems to click into a different mode entirely. If Messi starts 2026 with 2 or 3 quick hat-tricks, which is not at all impossible, given how he can open a season suddenly, this record stops being a distant conversation and becomes a genuine storyline. Every week, fans would be watching not just whether Inter Miami wins, but whether Messi gets a hat-trick. That kind of narrative pressure actually tends to fuel elite players rather than suffocate them. The fun of the long shot here is the thing about tracking this record. Even if Messi falls short, even if he scores 3 or 4 hat-tricks instead of 5, it is still an incredible story. It is still a record-breaking or record-chasing performance. The hat-trick record is the one on this list that has the potential to create the most dramatic weekly moments. A last-minute hat-trick completion. A 30-minute brace that becomes a treble in stoppage time. Those are the moments that go viral globally. Those are the clips that remind the world why Messi playing in MLS is genuinely one of the most exciting sporting stories on the planet right now. So yes, it is a long shot. But with Messi, long shots have a funny way of becoming reality. Final thoughts wrapping up the full picture, let us bring this all together. Now in the 2026 MLS season, Lionel Messi has the chance to break or set 5 historic records. Let us run through them one more time. Record 1 back-to-back Golden Boot. No player has ever done it in 30 years of MLS. Messi won last season with 29 goals. If he repeats that level of output, he becomes the first. Record 2 highest scoring Argentine in MLS history. Diego Valeri sits at 93 goals after 288 appearances across 9 seasons. Messi enters on 57 and could reach or challenge that number with a big 2026 or set himself up to break it in 2027. Record 3 first Inter Miami player to reach 100 combined goals and assists. He sits on 78. He needs 22 more. For Messi, in a full season, that is entirely achievable. Record 4 first 3-time MLS MVP. He has already won back-to-back, making him the only player ever to do so. A third would make him the undisputed GOAT of MLS individual awards. Record 5 most hat-tricks in MLS history. He needs 5 in one season to tie Josef Martinez's 7. It is the biggest challenge. But it is the one that would create the most extraordinary moments if it happens. Why this season feels different every season with Messi in MLS has felt special. But 2026 feels different because the record books are genuinely within reach in a way they have not been before. He has built the foundation. He has the form. He has the platform at Inter Miami. and he has the motivation of a player who understands that his time at the elite level is precious and finite. Messi does not waste seasons. He does not coast. Every time people expect him to slow down, he finds another gear. That is the single biggest reason why every one of these records, even the long shots, deserves to be taken seriously. And what we are watching for as the season unfolds. Here are the things to track week by week. His goal tally versus his 2025 pace. His combined G/a numbers building toward 100. Any hat-trick performances that could suddenly make record 5 a real conversation. And his overall influence on matches that could swing the MVP vote in his direction once again. This is not just a season of football. This is a season of history, and we are lucky enough to be watching it in real time. Your pick, so now I want to hear from you. Of these 5 records, which one do you think Messi actually breaks in 2026? Is it the Golden Boot back-to-back, the most achievable? The 100G/a landmark for Inter Miami? A third MVP? Or do you believe in the long shot, the hat-trick record? Drop your pick in the comments below. Tell me which record you are most excited to watch unfold this season. And if you have an opinion on which one is most likely, let the debate begin. If you enjoyed this breakdown, please hit the like button. It genuinely helps this channel grow. And it lets me know that you want more in-depth football content like this. Subscribe if you have not already, and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. I will see you in the next one. And let us enjoy watching Messi chase history, because moments like this do not come around